All right. The first question is the easiest. If you can say and spell your first and last name and give us your title.
Randy McNally. It's RandymcNally, and I serve as Speaker of the Senate, which I'm a state senator representing the 5th Senatorial District. And by virtue of that, being Speaker of the Senate, I'm the Lieutenant Governor of Tennessee.
Okay. If you can just start off by telling us what some of your legislative priorities are this session.
Well, probably the two that I think are the most important. One is keeping Tennessee economically strong. That means, having a balanced budget, making sure that we have adequate revenue coming in to support the functions of state government. And then probably the second would be crime and safety. I I think we've got some very serious problems in some of the urban areas, uh, particularly in the western part of the state. And I've worked with Speaker Sexton, the Speaker of the House, and Senator Taylor and Senator Rose on coming up with solutions to try to address the crime problem that affects not only Tennessee but every state in the union.
Okay. And I'm not sure how it works as the lieutenant governor, but are there any bills you're working on?
Well, as lieutenant governor, I don't usually sponsor bills, but I work with senators, uh, other senators, to carry those type of bills. And as I mentioned in the area of crime, I'll be working with Senator Taylor, Senator Rose, and then of course we have to have House companions. So I'll work with Speaker Sexton on that.
Okay. Was there anything that we haven't talked about yet that'd be good for our viewers to know about?
Uh, well, the only other thing I always mention to groups that I go and talk with uh, is what we call the black swan effect. And that is something totally unexpected. But we have to be prepared for it at state government. COVID's a good example. The downturn in the revenue that occurred with it, although in Tennessee we reacted fairly fast and reversed that trend. We only had about 1 or 2 months of downturn in revenue. If you look at where we are today, budget wise, we have about 1.4, 1.5 billion in recurring revenue that we've actually used last year for non-recurring things. So it is carried forward this year's recurring revenue. And we have had about a $280 million shortfall in our revenue collections to date. We're probably in about the 5th month of revenue collections, and it seems to have picked up for November and 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 probably December. So maybe that'll kind of turn around. We're also worried uh, about what happens on a national basis. The federal government has to do something about the immigration problems that we're having. And we're sending National Guard to the Texas border at their request, and certainly would send it to other states if they requested it. But there's about 2.5, I think, well, I better not quote the figure, but there's just millions that come across the borders and are undocumented aliens. And, it's something the federal government really has to get a hold on. And so far, they're like a bunch of ostriches sticking their heads in the sand. And also the economy. The economy seems to be overinflated, and they can't balance the budget. And states are expected to, and one would think that if the federal government expects the states to, why don't they do it? And I can see in times of war or national calamity why it wouldn't occur, but surely they can stop the printing presses for a while and let them cool off a little. But those are about the only things. It's a real pleasure to live in East Tennessee. I live in Oak Ridge and travel to Nashville for the sessions and probably be and any committee meetings I have, building commission and things like that. But I really do appreciate the people that live in East Tennessee and that live in Tennessee, and we've got a real group of volunteers that help out, and I'm just grateful for the state that I live in.
All right, Randy. Well, thank you for taking the time out to do this.
Anytime.
All right. You have a great day.
I'll do it. Thank you very much for calling.
Not a problem. You have a great day.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.